It's never been easier to get a really nice film look using the DJI Osmo Nano. These are the settings that I like to use, and a few settings that everybody should be using just to get the highest quality footage out of this camera. First of all, slide down from the top, go into settings, and scroll down here to bitrate, and make sure that the bitrate is set to high. This is going to ensure that the camera isn't doing any extra compression on your footage. Then slide up from the bottom. I usually set it to 4K 30, but if you're in a low light situation, you could drop it down to 24 just to get a little bit more light on the sensor for every frame. And 4:3 is nice if you're going to be cropping it vertically, though most of the time I just shoot in 16:9. Up in the top right-hand corner here, make sure that you have the dewarp settings set to dewarp, just to get rid of that fisheye effect. And while you're here, go ahead and make sure that you have the rock steady stabilization turned on. Slide down from the top to get rid of that menu. And now moving in to some of the more professional settings over here on the right, you can adjust the exposure. Now, if you don't want to think about what your camera is doing and just run around and film stuff all day without adjusting any settings, you're gonna want to leave it in auto. But if you want to take things to the next level and make sure that every shot looks perfect, go ahead and put it in manual. If you're shooting in 30 frames per second, I would suggest shooting at 1/60, though right now I have it set to 24 frames per second, so I'm going to set it to 1/50. And then to adjust the exposure, just adjust the ISO and leave the exposure setting where it is. If it's in auto, it's going to be adjusting the exposure and it's going to be going all over the place the entire time that the video is going. Whereas if it's in manual, it will ensure that that exposure stays the same and doesn't fluctuate at all while you're filming. And that goes for the white balance as well. The last thing you want is for your white balance to be fluctuating during a shot. So what I usually do is just set it to manual and then go ahead and set it to 5600 Kelvin, which is going to be a good white balance for daylight situations. If you're in some weird lighting indoors, it might need to be different, but 5600 Kelvin is going to get you in the ballpark so long as you are shooting in natural light, which I'm usually always doing. Next, go to color and set this to 10-bit color. And finally, to really take things to the next level, DJI has introduced some film tones. And this is only on the latest firmware, so you will need to connect your camera to your phone and make sure that the firmware is updated. And you've got all of these great film tones or film looks in here. The ones that I've been liking the most are the ones all the way down at the bottom, the NV and the FE film tones. And that's how I take my footage from looking like this to looking like this. Now, one thing to keep in mind when you're using the film tones is that that look is going to be baked into the footage. So if you are wanting to change it up in post and have some different look, I would suggest not using these film looks and instead coming over here to color and setting it to D-Log M. And this is going to allow you to apply film looks in the app in post. And that way you can switch around what film looks you're using after the fact rather than baking it into the footage. To edit the log footage on your phone, just connect to the Osmo Nano with the app, then go to Album, select the video that you want to edit, and the first thing that you want to do is select the log color recovery option. This is going to add just a generic color grade. Then you can go to filters and there's all of these different film looks to choose from. Or of course, if you're a professional, you can load that footage up into something like Final Cut Pro and do all of your custom color grades to that D-Log footage.